equipment there. But yes, Bruce, in the comments section, help us out because you are a new Steam Deck owner and Rogue Ally owner, I think. So this is the next question. We know now the Wii U is one of my favorite consoles, but I know it wasn't a success. Did Nintendo wait too long for the Switch 2, Rhea? Did they wait too long to put it out there, to make announcements? Do you still think it's going to be as close to as strong as the Switch 1?
I have to sit up for this.
You have to see. Get prepared.
Yeah.
Rhea.
So whenever this topic comes up, I feel like I'm in the minority saying Nintendo can ride out this generation of Switch for like the next 5-7 years if they really wanted to, because it's still the best-selling console. So they don't have any incentive to upgrade their hardware. So I understand that that's not not everyone wants to hear that, because they would like to, see the Switch upgrade to at least 1080 handheld, like that is more or less the lowest industry standard for the most accessible PC handheld. But on the business side, and just me being a biased Nintendo fan, I'm like, no, like, the OLED was, the biggest upgrade for me because I prefer to play in handheld. So I think that them becoming like, the most consumer friendly option, as well as the strength of their brand as a legacy brand, and the just like the captive audience they have and the proprietary IPs that they have, it's like it doesn't really make any sense for them to be in a rush to upgrade, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I think they are in a Wii U situation again, and I actually think that the big three are in trouble altogether because of the popularity of the Steam Deck and the Rogue Ally. Now, Valve tried a console before and it bombed when they had a box that looked like a Microsoft box and the controller, and you could get those on like heavily discounted. It completely bombed.
Oh yeah, and Amazon's version and Google's version. A lot of folks like collect that one, and gosh, there was one on Kickstarter as well that that also bombed. Do you know what it's called? I forget. I have to look it up. But yeah, like there was this series of business driven indie game platforms that try to have like their own console. So yeah, that was an era that I kind of saw came and went.
And then there is also another rumor that's been going around the video game rumors that think about this, Rhea. I think it's extremely plausible. Microsoft hasn't had good press lately. They've acquired game studios, right? With the success, and there's been rumors that they've been working on a handheld system. And I actually think Sony should consider a hybrid too. I think the Switch was as innovative as the iPhone. I really do, for video games. I think people want something. I think it's really that simple. Don't be locked to the box. Think outside the box. You want to be able to take your games with you. You want your games everywhere. You want to have options. And I think that has led to the success, because what did really Steam do that's really not innovative is they just copied the Switch with higher specs and a better experience,
I think to your point, though, PlayStation is kind of looking into this because they see that their legacy fans like you and I, we talk about, our fond memories of the PSP and how the PS Vita was, ahead of its time. And I think that they, see an opportunity with the Portal. I think was kind of, again, a litmus test to see how viable us as an audience are to have that option of being able to stream our games remotely from our console. And some folks have had a better experience than others, but in general, that's, still a relatively, well-selling device and option for current gen gamers to be able to play their games remotely. So I think that I've heard some buzz and rumors about them potentially exploring that option as well for mobile gaming, or like being able to play your games mobilely, the PlayStation games mobilely.
Well, here's what I heard, that Xbox may actually make a bid to actually buy Valve.
Yeah, totally.
So I could totally see that happening. That would be a game changer. And honestly, if they don't, yeah, they don't. I honestly think if Sony announced a PlayStation 6 and Xbox, whatever, 5, I don't know what, and they call it series. It gets that's another thing. Another problem Xbox has is their branding is bad. X, Series X, 1X. It's really, after the 360, their branding got horrible. Besides the other things, and Nintendo introduced a different product first, but they don't have that luxury now, and that's why I think even Nintendo is not going to be as successful as it once, if it was during this era. They did something different. They struck while the iron was hot, and I applaud Nintendo for the Switch. I really don't think the reason the Switch was successful was really innovative new Nintendo IP. I really don't. I think it was because of the versatility of the console, even though I still hate the Joy-Cons. I mean, the Zelda game, the Mario game, they could have existed on any console. Yeah, the versatility there. But I do not think they are going to have that same success again, because there is a competitor. And I think I see many people, many of my friends, consistently moving on to these, handheld to dock hybrid platforms like the Steam Deck and the Rogue Ally, and those are starting to grow. Whereas PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo are just, they're still the PlayStation had a good year, but I don't think that they're going to be able to introduce another PlayStation 6 and have the success like they had for the PlayStation 5 either. I really don't. I think it's a big competitor. I think it's a huge factor in the gaming system right now, is those type of platforms. Sony made so much headway though this time, but they're still going to have some success. But I'm not like the PlayStation 5 again. I don't think. I think people were moving more into PC in these hybrid things more than ever before that I can remember. Do you see it as that? Have you considered the Steam Deck or the Rogue Ally or some type of system like that over?
Oh, yeah.
I know you were considering Sony. Like, I might want to get a PlayStation. Okay, this is the litmus test for you, Rhea. At some point, you're like, oh, yeah, I'd eventually like to get a PlayStation 5, right?
Yeah.
If you had the option, if we were going to say, Rhea, you can pick one, we'll just give it to you. Would you pick a Rogue Ally or a PlayStation 5 if you were just given it right now?
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
Am I allowed to buy a PlayStation Portal?
With it?
Yeah.
Okay, a PlayStation 5 with a PlayStation 5 with a PlayStation Portal.
Yes.
Or Rogue Ally. Okay. All right, fine. Yes.
Yeah, I would go with the PS5 bundle with the Portal.
Okay. But that's significantly more expensive though.
But you said I'm being given that.
I know. Okay. But okay, now without that, then what would it be? The Steam Deck without the Portal?
My money would go towards the Steam Deck. Yeah, the OLED Steam Deck. Yeah.
So that's actually your response is very revealing. So you want something with variety. You want options to be on even when you're in home, because the Portal is still linked. The Portal you can't take in your car, right? Right.
Well, no, actually, I have seen where folks travel further distances and are still able to play their games. I have to find more examples, but I have seen on Twitter where folks, have been on vacation, for example, and don't have their console, but they're still able to stream. So there are still some capabilities that I do see some folks have more success with than others. So that piques my interest to want to try it myself.
Well, that you just sealed the deal for me. It just proves to me personally that the next console, you have to have solutions for people to take their games, at least not on the big TV, at least in your hand. It even better would be able to take it with you in the car or on a trip. Take your games with you, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I think you have to be thinking about this, because the success of the Switch, and the Steam Deck, and the Rogue Ally, and yeah. But that, I think that's where we'll end that topic, and then we'll end with the Furiosa review. In the meantime, thank you so much, Bruce. Bruce gifted some memberships. Thank you for the support, Bruce. It's,